Imagine a peaceful suburban neighborhood, brimming with contentment and tranquility. Picture the Colley family home on South Bellagio Drive in St. Augustine, late August 2015. Each house is a testament to the American dream, with manicured lawns and children's laughter echoing in the air. The Colley home, a beacon of familial warmth, stands proudly among them. Nestled within this idyllic setting were two women, Amanda Colley and Lindy Dobbins, their lives intricately woven into the fabric of this tight-knit community. Known for their infectious smiles and hearts full of compassion, they were the embodiment of the spirit of South Bellagio Drive. Their laughter, their dreams, their very essence, added to the vibrant tapestry of life here. Underneath the calm facade, however, lay a chilling reality, a sinister shadow about to cast its pall over this picture-perfect community. But this serene neighborhood was soon to be rocked by a shocking crime that would leave it forever scarred. Only minutes after an officer from the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office left the quiet cul-de-sac on a routine call, the unimaginable happened. On that fateful day in late August, the serene suburban landscape of South Bellagio Drive was forever shattered. The tranquility of the day, the normalcy that once was, would soon give way to a cascade of events that would rock the St. Augustine community to its very core. The peace was first punctured by the faint sound of gunshots, reverberating through the air. A shocking anomaly in the otherwise quiet neighborhood, it was a harbinger of the horror that was unfolding in the Colley family home. As the echoes of the gunfire faded, the chilling silence that followed was swiftly broken by the frantic calls to 911. Neighbors, stricken with fear and confusion, reported the disturbing sounds, their voices trembling as they relayed the unthinkable to the operator on the other end of the line. The magnitude of the situation began to sink in as the first responders arrived at the scene. The initial sense of dread was confirmed as they stepped into the Colley residence. What they discovered was a scene of unimaginable terror, a scene that would haunt their nightmares for years to come. Inside the home, a gruesome tableau awaited them. The lifeless bodies of Amanda Colley and Lindy Dobbins lay motionless, their lives cruelly snuffed out in what should have been their sanctuary. The reality of the double murder was shocking, its brutality a stark contrast to the peaceful exterior of the home. As the grim details of the crime began to unravel, a chilling picture started to form. The sanctuary that was once filled with laughter and love was now a crime scene, tainted with the echoes of violence and terror. The tranquility of the cul-de-sac was replaced with the grim spectacle of police tape and flashing lights. Emergency calls soon brought deputies, search teams, and crime scene units back to the neighborhood, now a chilling crime scene. The once peaceful South Bellagio Drive was forever marked by the tragic events of that late August day, a stark reminder of the brutality that unfolded within the walls of the Colley family home. As the news of the double murder spread, a wave of shock washed over the community. The investigation into the brutal crime was about to begin. The St. Johns County Sheriff's Office was put on high alert. The quiet cul-de-sac of South Bellagio Drive was now a buzzing hub of activity, as crime scene units, deputies, and search teams descended upon the scene. The first order of business was to secure the area and initiate the process of collecting vital pieces of evidence. The crime scene was meticulously combed over, every inch of the Colley family home scrutinized. This was a double homicide, and the officers knew that even the smallest detail could prove essential in solving the case. As the crime scene investigation progressed, the detectives started to identify potential suspects. In a case as shocking as this, the perpetrator could be anyone, a friend, a neighbor, or even a family member. The investigators had to keep an open mind and follow the evidence, no matter where it led. Simultaneously, the officers began conducting interviews with residents of the quiet neighborhood. They hoped that someone might have seen or heard something that could help them piece together the events leading up to the murders. Every piece of information was critical. It was like assembling a complex jigsaw puzzle with no image to guide them. Meanwhile, the autopsies of Amanda Colley and Lindy Dobbins were being conducted. The medical examiner's report would provide key details about the cause and time of death, and possibly give the detectives clues about the killer's profile. The police also started to delve into the victims' personal lives, looking for any signs of trouble or conflict that could have led to this tragic outcome. The investigators left no stone unturned, looking into every lead, every possibility. Slowly but surely, the detectives were piecing together the puzzle. They were following the trail of evidence, tracing the path that would hopefully lead them to the perpetrator. The investigation was complex and demanding, but the dedicated team was committed to uncovering the truth. As the pieces of the puzzle began to come together, a horrifying picture started to emerge. Behind every crime lies a motive, a spark that ignites the unthinkable. As investigators delved deeper, they began to uncover the dark secrets hidden beneath the surface. The suspect, now in the limelight of this grim narrative, was a man known to the victims, a man named James Colley Jr., the estranged husband of Amanda Colley. The couple had been entangled in a bitter divorce, and court records painted a picture of a man unable to let go, spiraling into a destructive obsession. James had a history of violence and a volatile temper. In the days leading up to the murders, he had violated a protective order that Amanda had against him, a desperate cry for help that was tragically left unanswered. The motive was becoming clearer with each piece of evidence collected, each testimony heard. It was a chilling tale of domestic violence, of a man who chose to exert control in the most horrendous way imaginable. The day of the tragedy was not the first time that James had shown up at the South Bellagio Drive home with ill intentions. Only a month before, he had been arrested for burglary and aggravated stalking after breaking into the house and sending threatening messages to Amanda. The signs were there, the red flags waving in the wind, each one a grim harbinger of the impending doom. But they were missed, or perhaps ignored, lost in the labyrinth of the legal system until it was too late. The motive for this unthinkable crime was a toxic mix of control, obsession, and resentment. It was a man unwilling to accept the end of a relationship, resorting to the most drastic and macabre of measures to assert his dominance. James Colley Jr. was not just a suspect. He was a man whose actions had shattered the tranquility of a peaceful neighborhood, ended 2 lives, and left a community in shock and mourning. The suspect, now in the crosshairs of justice, was about to face the consequences of their actions. In the wake of the tragic double murder, the community was left grappling with the harsh reality of the crime. The serene and unassuming cul-de-sac of South Bellagio Drive had been transformed overnight into a chilling crime scene. The residents, once carefree and content, found themselves in the grip of fear and uncertainty. The immediate aftermath was marked by an outpouring of grief and solidarity. The community rallied together, supporting each other in this difficult time. Candlelight vigils were held, tears were shed, and stories were shared of Amanda Colley and Lindy Dobbins, 2 beloved members of the community whose lives were abruptly and brutally cut short. The impact on the victims' families was profound and heart-wrenching. The Colley and Dobbins families were left to navigate the tortuous path of bereavement, their sorrow amplified by the shock and horror of the crime. The void left by Amanda and Lindy's absence was palpable, a stark reminder of the fragility of life. In response to this tragedy, the community took steps to ensure that such a horrific event would never be repeated. Safety measures were strengthened, with residents becoming more vigilant and proactive. A neighborhood watch was established, and local law enforcement agencies started conducting regular patrols. Moreover, the community sought to honor the memory of Amanda and Lindy in a meaningful way. A memorial was set up at the site of the crime, serving as a poignant reminder of the precious lives lost. The families set up a charity in their names, aimed at supporting victims of violent crimes and their families, turning their personal tragedy into a beacon of hope for others. The double murder case of Amanda Colley and Lindy Dobbins had a profound and lasting impact on the St. Augustine community. It served as a stark reminder that even in the most tranquil settings, unimaginable horrors can unfold. Though justice was served, the haunting memory of the double murder of Amanda Colley and Lindy Dobbins will forever echo in the quiet cul-de-sac of South Bellagio Drive. True crime stories are more than just tales of wrongdoing. They are stark reminders of the depths of human fallibility. The unnerving tale of Amanda Colley and Lindy Dobbins' double murder, set against the backdrop of the seemingly idyllic South Bellagio Drive, is a potent testament to this truth. This story underscores the importance of vigilance, not only in our personal lives but also as part of a community. It reminds us that underneath the veneer of suburban contentment, shadows can lurk, and it is our collective responsibility to ensure these shadows do not turn into something far more sinister. Lessons from this tale also highlight the necessity of understanding and responding to the signs of potential danger. The importance of nurturing a safe and secure environment for ourselves and for those around us cannot be overstated. In the face of such tragedy, we are reminded of the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing every moment. Until next time, stay safe and vigilant.